Hi everyone, it's me, Teresa Perrin. I just wanted to bring you an update in regards to TBLT, Tough Built. They currently have 141% short interest, and I will be showing you the Ortex data. And guys, we killed it today. For those of you who watched my video over the weekend and were in on this play, congratulations. Currently, we were up over 20% on the day. We are down slightly, 1.75% in after hours, but that's okay. The stock is cooling off, guys, and ready for its next run, which I think we should see tomorrow. It's had a couple of really great catalysts that I'm going to get into as well. And I really think that not only is this a huge squeeze play, but this is a stock that you may want to consider adding to into your long-term portfolio. Now, am I saying that, if it runs to ungodly amounts in a short squeeze that, you shouldn't sell it? Absolutely not. Take it from me, who has learned if something's squeezing, you know what? You sell and you take your profits. You can always buy it back later. Just be sure that you wait, at least the 30 days. So that you're not going into tax issues. But guys, I really think that this is a stock that you should consider because they are growing rapidly, which I'm going to talk about in the catalysts. So anyways, nothing I say is financial advice. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and let's get into it. For those of you who hadn't watched my video over the weekend, I will remind you or inform you, in case you don't already know, that last week Ace Hardware announced that it was going to carry 35 products of Tough Built across its stores nationwide in over 5,500 stores, I think it was, which was huge alone. But today we got breaking news that Amazon's Italy and Germany platforms are going to be carrying 93 of Tough Built's products. So guys, the market is growing internationally, and this is huge, huge news for TBLT, Tough Built. So this is why I said that I think that you're going to start seeing their revenues just skyrocket, and it may be a company that you want to continue adding to your, or consider, adding to your long-term portfolio. The Ortex data for Tough Built shows that we are still on the threshold and that the current interest is 141.42%, which, guys, despite this cost going up today, it still increased by 6.26% of an increase in their short interest because they borrowed 209.1 thousand shares and only returned 88.2 thousand shares, which left an increase of 120.9 thousand shares. The cost to borrow is increasing as well, guys, which is very, very important. The average is 531.4% and the max is 653.41% with a minimum of 370.21%. So as you can see, guys, it's almost 1.5 times the entire float is sold short. That is insane. And that's getting very, very close to GME levels when it goes to over $500. Now, please don't misinterpret this. I am not saying that this is going to squeeze to those levels. I have no idea what the future holds, but I am saying that it has 100% utilization. It has a massive short interest, being 1.5 times the free float. And please understand what that means. That means that if shorts were to recall their share, or if whoever's loaning these out were to recall the short shares, they would have to come up with more than the entire free float, which means, guys, they are screwed. And it means that we control this float, we control the price that we want for our shares, because when push comes to shove, especially if this cost to borrow keeps rising and we keep getting these amazing catalysts we've been getting, these shorts are going to get shaken out, and they're going to get shaken out hard. And guess what? The best part is, although I'm willing to bet, sadly, we will see that change because it tends to happen when they're up shit's creek, excuse my language. But what they do is they add a options chain. And currently, there is no options chain. So be on the lookout and don't be shocked if suddenly one pops out of nowhere. Because I've seen it done many, many times. most recently with Redbox, which they weren't even supposed to have, but we won't get into that. However, I'm just trying to give you a heads up that they have to do something because they are really, really screwed. So if you see an options chain and you somehow see shares magically appearing out of nowhere that don't exist, I mean, heck, they're still able to borrow shares now when it's short over 141%. How in this world does that even happen? I mean, the fact that the SEC and Gary Gensler just ignores this, I don't understand it. I really just don't understand it. It's not okay. And this is just them trying to rob from retail, but they are like really in a bad predicament right now. So you better have this on your radar for a squeeze play because I certainly think it's coming. Anyways, let's look at Market Chameleon, and then I want to look at Fintel to see if there are any shares supposedly left to loan out, which I'd love to see that there is. Actually, I don't want to see that, but I think I might be shocked if there is, but let's see. Okay, so TBLT traded 33.9 million shares today, and 76% of those were in the dark pool, guys. 76%. Again, absolutely unacceptable. That is not what the dark pool's made for. And the reason that they're doing this is to drive down the volume. Many people keep asking me, how do you make it stop? Turn off your share lending. And if you belong to platforms like Robinhood, Webull, and other companies, trading companies that make their money off of loaning out your shares, number one, turn off your lending. Number two, you need to change brokerages. I cannot say this enough. Fidelity does not lend out your shares. That would be my recommendation. I don't know about Moomoo. I really like their platform, but again, I'd have to look more into that, or you'd have to look more into that because I'm not sure if they do share lending there. But anyways, I like to use their platform just for the tools that they have. They're actually really great if you guys haven't seen it yet. But anyways, like I said, 76% was in the dark pool, and 67% on average over the last 20 days is how they've been keeping this price from just going ballistic like I think it's going to soon. Let's look at Fintel. Okay, guys, you're going to start to see a pattern the more videos of mine that you watch, because for some reason, Fintel doesn't seem to always have accurate information. And according to them, the float is only 29.95% short, which is still extremely large. However, it's not accurate. And the off-exchange volume, according to them, is only 50%. As you can see, these numbers do not add up, and I'm not quite sure why they can't seem to get that right. However, what I do like using Fintel is right here, the shares available. And guys, as of 4:52 p.m. today, there are no shares left to borrow. Actually, there haven't been shares since 2 days ago, interestingly enough, yet they still managed to short them today. So ask yourself how that happened. Again, this endless liquidity cycle is just not good. And as you can see, they haven't updated the cost to borrow since the 26th, since there haven't been any shares to loan out. However, let's look at, more importantly, this is the failure to delivers, and we would be looking for the 27th based on the T plus 35. And guys, as of the 27th, tomorrow, they only need to come up with 425,992. So don't be shocked if they try to use tomorrow to either sustain the price by keeping it down, or they even tried to drop it, because the next day on the 28th, guys, so that would be Wednesday, they have to come up with 3,234,620 shares. Remember, they already have literally almost 1.5 times the free float sold short. So where are they going to get these shares? You better believe that if it doesn't happen tomorrow, that Wednesday, this should skyrocket. And if it doesn't, then there's some massive corruption going on, because there's no way they can get their hands on those. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with that for tonight, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please like and subscribe and come back for more. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night.